Du Fu, who lives in the late Tang dynasty, is generally accepted to be the greatest of all the Chinese poets. And the reasons are very interesting, because usually poets are kind of, not all, but they're members of the privileged classes and the really great poets, although everybody wrote poetry. But his life, and that's what makes the story so fantastic, is that he was born into a privileged upper class family, and he had a kind of life mapped ahead of him of privilege, and to become a civil servant and all the rest. But a series of happenstances change all that. I mean, the first and almost even he laughs at it, is that he fails his examinations, not once but twice, and there were reasons for that. And he was obviously a difficult person who actually is criticised for speaking his mind too much, and they probably didn't like that. But he has to go on a different path because he fails his examinations. But then, and so he's in a deadbeat two-bit job with a young family and a new wife, verging already on middle age, when the most catastrophic war in Chinese history breaks out, the Great Rebellion of An Lushan. And it's a war on, in terms of the wars with the biggest casualties in world history. It's one of those. The Tang dynasty censuses from before and after the war have a difference of about 36 million people. Now, they weren't all killed, of course. It may have been somewhere between 10 and 20 million actually died, but scholars are divided on that. But the many, many more driven into exile and as refugees and famine, disease, along with war, and it was absolute catastrophe. And Du Fu was swept up in all this. And the most powerful thing about his poetry is that he becomes a refugee, and for 12 years effectively he goes from place to place with his family, staying on. Friends give him a bit of land and he builds a thatched cottage, and then war comes and he moves on. And so his poetry starts to reflect these immense tragedies.